another video. I said I'll try and upload some more as I can, and in the last video I said I was doing a few other little bits and bobs. I haven't been doing much on the Corrado because of what's been going on in the shop. I'll give you a little update with what's going on, other little things I'm doing, messing around with. Got a few upgrades in the workshop, so yeah, I'll take you through that. So, first of all is this. It's not mine, it's my mate's. He's just renting a bit of space off me. It's his little track toy basically. He's just gonna use it to do a few track days on. Doesn't matter, you know, cost him next to nothing. Doesn't matter if he smashes it up. It's a 1.3 little starlet. Got the engine out to give it a service. He's doing a few little standard mods like bigger injectors. I think he's got an inlet up there off something else, which will make it a little bit better. He's already got coilovers for it. So yeah, engine out. Ripped the interior out already. Nothing left in there really. Going to do Perspex windows, but I think the plan is to make it as light as he possibly can, and it'll work out actually being quite nippy then. Don't know, he did figure out. So yeah, that's that. What I've been doing is, boom, this crazy ass thing. So, don't know if you know, C90s, Honda C90s, or Cubs as they're known, aka Cubs, being modded is quite a big thing at the moment, so I thought I would jump on the bandwagon. Gives a good excuse for me to practice some metal work and welding and whatnot. So already I've widened the front forks, got some big motorbike stuff. So VFR 750 front wheel, twin disc, twin Brembos I put on it, so I've fabbed up those plates because the way the suspension works on them is a bit funny. Also got the Fox rear shock, push bike rear shocks, using them on the front, as you can see. So trying to incorporate some push bike stuff into it, something a little bit different. What I'll do is I'll insert some photos of what it was like when I first got it now. So what else have I done? Widened front forks, got a bit more push bike stuff, Renthal fat bars, 35mm clamp, direct mount stem, push bike stuff, but it's, you know, it's tested to take more abuse than motorbike handlebars ever would. Like I said, widen them, so cut them down the middle, the forks, widen them with this plate in the middle, and support it all on the inside as well. Remade this plate on top for everything to mount to. Custom headlight, which in fact is just a like £6 LED spotlight off eBay for a car, 12 volts, super bright, and then I just fabbed up this little surround out of some steel, sort of bent it and tacked it all up. So once that's actually on properly and bolted in, that should look pretty cool. Got a lovely bit of cheap Chinese CNC levers, straight from China. Then the silly bit, which is VFR rear end, VFR 800 I think it was, so it is the big tyre. So it looks ridiculous, but at the same time quite silly. Single-sided. Now it is 4x100, so I could run a car wheel on it with the right spacing and offset, which I may do one day. Maybe like a cool BBS split or something on it would look quite cool. So that's something that I could mess around with. Done a single shock in there, again Fox push bike rear shock in there, but a burly one. Also I sort of utilised a bit of the VFR suspension linkage, but the same sort of made up my own. You know, so that all works. It can literally be, it's up on the stands at the moment, but you can sit on it and push it around, that works. Well, it's got C90 tank on it because they're a bigger tank than the C50 tanks because they just hold more fuel, so that's a little bit bigger. Here it is from this side. Got to make this as smooth as possible because I want to run a really thin seat, so a real thin seat. So this has got to go, got to weld this seam up, smooth that, weld that seam up there as well, make it dead flat. And then I've got this little CNC'd flat filler neck, filler cap, which will when I cut that off, there should be a hole there, so I can actually seal that in, and it'll be pretty much dead flush on top of the tank. Gonna run exhaust sort of probably, and a sort of, I don't know, probably go a single exhaust in here, and then like a rear light and number plate will sit under there, but I'm going to plate all this in smooth to sort of here, I reckon, so you still see a bit of the shock. Good thing with shock is they're air, so I can actually put air into them. They've got different settings. I can set a rebound on them, so it should handle, you know, pretty well. It's quite cool when you sit on it. It's actually quite a nice position to sit on. Looks pretty gnarly when you look down on those shocks. So yeah, that's that. I'll show you updates and bits and bobs on it as and when I do it. Workshop upgrades is tidy, which is one thing it's not normally. I've had to move around, so the big bike rack's out or moved over now. That's my mate's have a motorbike tucked away under there. He's just storing it for the winter. Right, new kit. Yes, my new lathe. Always wanted one. To be honest, not sure I've lived without one. It's so much easier for making spacers and just getting everything perfect. My mate was selling this one, so I snapped it up. All good. It's old 1930s Simplex, big old beast, but it works. It all turns. It all moves. I can make stuff. Makes life a bit easier. What else? New Tig Welder. I can finally do TIG. DC only, so it is only steel. But I'm going to be teaching myself, so I will eventually get an AC DC so I can do alley. But for now, let's just get the hanger steel and stainless, which I've got everything for. So I've got some stainless rods, got some steel rods, got everything I need for that. I've got a pedal for it as well. Treated myself to a new mask because my old one was beaten. So I've got my gas. That's set to go. Just had to have a new control board. I did buy it second hand cheap, so the control board was gone on it, which has been done, so it was a real cheap buy actually. Really happy with that. Got a new drill, so new pillar drill, that makes life 100 times better. So yeah, a few upgrades. Right, now on to Corrado stuff. As before in my last video, you guys saw this, which is an exhaust bypass valve that I was going to try and use as a bypass valve to sort of bypass the little turbo and let the big turbo take over at certain revs. It would have been perfect, but it was such a faff because it runs off vacuum. It was such a faff to try and to get it set up, work, and get it to open when I wanted it to. I had another idea, and thinking on the lines of diverter valves, I thought I've got two of those on my Corrado already, so I thought of a wastegate. So external wastegate, and I picked up this monster. So 60mm. It isn't a tail wastegate, it's a copy. It's made in China. It cost me 100 quid. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not rich. I'm doing this on a budget, it doesn't bother me. All it's got to do is open and let a bit of air flow through it. There's no heat going through it. So it should do the job. It's alright, it works. I don't know, some people might have had success with them. I don't know how they work as an actual wastegate or what, but I got this, stripped it apart. It was pretty rough inside. A lot of the edges that had been machined hadn't been deburred. There's a few sharp edges. It wasn't the smoothest thing in the world, so I ripped it apart, cleaned all the edges up. The casting isn't amazing on it, so it looks like it's been done in someone's garden. So when I stripped it apart, I took everything and chucked it on the Scotch wheel, and it just smooths, you know, just got all the cast a bit smoother, a bit nicer looking. Got all the edges smooth. Oiled everything up. There's a seal in there which the valve sort of goes up and the valve rolls on, which was bone dry, so I packed that up with oil and grease, and it actually works really smoothly now. It should do the job absolutely fine. The idea is with this, before I actually start mounting it, I'm going to take it out in the Corrado and run a line to it. And what I can do is take it for a drive, have it sat on my lap, and then I can actually see what point in the rev range it's opening up. And then from there I can adjust it with springs or a boost controller or whatever it may be to get it to open where I want it to in the rev range. So there's quite a lot of adjustability there actually. It should work pretty well. And being a 60mm, I'm going to be using pretty chunky piping. So it should flow enough air through to do the job. As you see, got some stainless bends to fab it all up. Got the stainless 90, which I need to replace the silicon 90 I've got already on the car, which I'll show you at another day. So this idea for now is out the window. Beefy wastegate is the new idea. So yeah, I will get to it soon. The weather's pretty rough at the moment. I don't want to bring the Corrado in here again because I want to be able to take it off the drives easily. So I've got to wait for a little bit of good weather so I can do the work outside to a certain extent. At the moment, it's feeling pretty sorry for itself. It's up my road from my house. It's got flat tyre, it's freaking filthy, feeling very sorry for itself. It's got a dead battery, I think, as well. I would imagine. If it hasn't, I'll be very surprised. So I need to take a battery with me when I do take it out and just give it a jump start, and then I'll take it for a drive. Well, I'll pump the tyre up, put some fuel in it, take it for a drive and just give it a good blast, give it a good clear out in this weather at the moment. Whereas if you're from America, I don't know what the weather's like, but in the UK, it's dark at 4:30 and horrible and gloomy and crap. So yeah, got to wait for some good weather. I'll probably take it out in the wet and just do wheel spins everywhere, which is always fun. That's about it really. That's all that's been going on down here. The shop has had its upgrades, got new security shutters on the inside, new doors, just got to get the alarm upgraded. So hopefully, and that'll be sort of back to being nice and secure, meaning I can sleep at night, which will be nice. But at the moment, you know, I'm pretty happy. No one's going to get through those gates I put on it. So yeah, next I'm going to get the Corrado running, so see you in a minute. So I'm home. I've had a shower, I was about to walk out the door, get the Corrado running, and I've had a phone call. So I've got to shoot off and do some other bits and bobs. So I'm gonna have to wait for another night. So what I'll do is fast forward. What day are we on? Thursday. Fast forward a couple of days. Oh, right. We're fast forwarded a couple of days. No, it is Monday. It's Monday. My day off. Finally got some time to go sort Corrado out. So don't know what I'm going to do today. Need to get it running, get it started, pump the tyre up, take it for a blast, give it a good clear out. Maybe try the whole wastegate idea as well, depending on how much time I got. So, what? He's got to come with us because I can't leave him on his own because otherwise he fucking licks his little cut from his operation. So Busty's coming for a drive, co-pilot. Oh, let's go. So, I'm in the car. Got it hooked up to a battery. It was definitely dead, didn't do anything. There we go. Alright. We should start after about 4 or 5 weeks of it sitting, I wonder. Oh. Not happy. Oh. Come on. Woo. She's alive, Busty. Wasn't happy about it, but it was alive. Cool, right. It's running. It's been sat a while, but she's running. Whether it's gonna... I think he's happy about it. Should I get my lap belt on? She's rolling. As you can see, got this wastegate set up off the turbo, so I'm going to see what, I think this is like an 11 psi spring in there, so I'm going to see what sort of rev range this opens up at, if this works. It might not work, we'll find out, but I'll try and record it on the GoPro, but it's quite tricky trying to do this all with two hands and drive and do it all. So fingers crossed this works, and you'll see for yourselves. Cheers! So, figured out why it wasn't boosting. The first turbo, so the smaller one, went pop. Hence why it wasn't boosting, because it wasn't turning. I guess all sort of the pressure that the big turbo was giving it, it couldn't cope with it, and I think it snapped the shaft. Yeah, so looks like I need another turbo, another small turbo for the first one. Bit of a ball ache, bit of a pain. Yeah, I'll just have to get another one, I suppose. So yeah, guys, I don't know what else to say apart from that. Next video will be me taking my car apart again. Yay! Hey, oh well, what are you gonna do? So yeah, that's it. Cheers guys, see you next time. Peace.